All right, let's talk about a trap. A trap that so many of us fall into, especially, those of us with genuinely good hearts. I'm talking about the bone-deep exhaustion of saying yes. Literally saying yes to absolutely everyone all the time just to be helpful. It's a heavy burden, and honestly, it drains us in ways we don't even see until we're running completely dry. Just listen to this for a second. If you spend your whole life pouring water into everyone else's cup, you will eventually die of thirst. Wow. Just let that sink in. Today, we're diving into an explainer that revolves around a simple, brief tale. And I promise you, by the end of this, it's going to completely change how you view your own boundaries and your self-worth. Okay, part one, the exhaustion of saying yes, or as we like to call it, the people-pleasing river. So picture this. You've got this rushing, powerful river flowing through a gorgeous sunlit valley. But this beautiful river has a pretty massive problem. It's a huge people-pleaser. One morning, a thirsty fox trots up and says, "Hey, river, could you, bend a little left so my family doesn't have to walk so far?" And the river, it says, "Sure thing." Then a farmer comes along. "Mind splitting your stream for my crops?" "You got it," the river replies. Pretty soon, a weary traveler is asking for a shallow shortcut. Another animal wants a private pool. The river just keeps accommodating. It continuously changes its course for every single request. Now, let's pause for a second and look at the reality of what actually happens here. The river started out rushing, right? Full of life. But, well, rivers don't just magically generate more water to handle endless requests. Instead of growing, it stretches itself incredibly thin. By giving absolutely everything away, the river itself starts drying up. It transforms from a powerhouse into a slow, sad, muddy stream running on empty with absolutely nothing left to give. Which brings us to part two, the eagle's hard truth, the absolute necessity of banks. So, one afternoon, this wise mountain eagle swoops down and lands next to the exhausted water. The river looks up, it's barely able to flow at this point, and whispers, "I just wanted to be a good river. I wanted to help everyone. Why do I feel so empty?" Honestly, have you ever felt that exact same way? Like you did everything right, you helped everyone who asked, and yet you're the one left feeling completely hollowed out? Well, the eagle looks right back at the river and delivers a hard, unvarnished truth. It tells the river that a river without banks is just a puddle. The banks, those are your boundaries. They are the structures absolutely necessary for self-preservation and long-term survival. The eagle explains that only by controlling its own banks, holding that firm line, can the river actually be strong enough to help anyone else in the long run. Moving on to section 3, the psychology of no. Let's translate this metaphor, shall we? All right, let's pivot from the campfire story to the office. We all have this deep-seated, almost paralyzing fear of a simple two-letter word, no. It's a guilt trap, really, especially at work. We desperately avoid saying no because we convince ourselves of these terrible lies. We think, oh, if I draw a boundary, I'm a bad friend or a lazy worker or a selfish partner. So what do? We keep bending our stream and splitting our current just to prove our worth. And here is exactly what that looks like in the real world. These are our workplace muddy streams. It's saying yes to taking on that extra Friday afternoon project when you are already drowning in work. Or, agreeing to help an acquaintance move on your literal only day off. Every single time you say yes when you secretly know you need to rest, you give away a piece of your current. You stretch yourself into 100 tiny, muddy streams of burnout. And this brings us to the absolute bedrock of what this explainer is all about. You simply cannot give your best to the world if you are running on empty. Self-preservation is survival, period. It is not selfish to have banks in your career. It's not mean to have boundaries. Because think about it, if you dry up, you are literally no good to your team, your boss, your clients, or yourself. So let's get practical in section 4, building your banks and protecting your energy. It is time to take that eagle's wisdom and apply it directly to your daily routine. Here are 3 simple ways to build your banks at work. Number 1, find one muddy stream. Identify that one recurring task you always say yes to out of pure guilt. Number 2, build a bank right there by buying time. Stop answering immediately. Just say, "Let me check my bandwidth and get back to you." And number 3, practice the respectful no. If you need a practical script to politely decline extra tasks, try this. "I want to give this project the attention it deserves, but I'm currently at capacity with my other priorities, so I can't take this on right now." See? You protect your energy and you let your river flow deep and strong again. So, I want to leave you with this final vital question. Where is your muddy stream? Take a hard, really honest look at your work life today and figure that out. And hey, if this story hit home for you, share this explainer with someone who might be pouring way too much of their own water into other people's cups. Help them build their banks too. Protect those boundaries, my friends. Keep your river strong. I'll catch you in the next one.